Welcome to this week's episode of Gamers Week. I'm your furry host, Pixel. Today we will be reviewing a brand new game called Spin to Win. It's an interpretation of the classic choose-your-own-adventure game where players follow a text-based scenario that puts them into the mind of the character. They make decisions that ultimately affect the outcome of the game.
Spin to win. Oh, let's start.
A very important mechanic of this game is the Wheel of Statistics. It helps them to determine the likelihood of success each time they choose a path.
Okay, time to spin the Wheel of Statistics. Okay, that's an even number. Press even number button. Oh, I'm a female.
At several points along the game, players will encounter reflexive moments that provide statistical evidence based on research to stimulate the player's thinking about a current social inequality. In this particular game, we're exploring gender inequalities in STEM. Using critical theory, the game creators confront the players with telling statistics of inequality and challenge them to explore their thoughts on the issue. They are provided with links to articles of evidence so that they can explore the issue even further. Hopefully, it will help to dispel their misconceptions and any gender stereotypes that they may have due to social conditioning. Mary, what inspired you to make such a game?
Well, as a female who's studying to be a science teacher, I've observed a gender imbalance in society, particularly in the STEM field. Although it is being brought to the forefront as an issue, gender inequality still strongly persists at all levels of society. I want to encourage female students to understand there's a dominant patriarchy in STEM that is not impenetrable, and that there are choices and successful careers that can be achieved in this field, and to directly draw attention to the issue of both genders at an early age to be reflexive on why and how to create gender equality in society. Getting students to be aware of the imbalance is the first step in being able to understand how to minimize gender inequality.
How well does the Wheel of Statistics represent how decisions are made in real life?
Well, the Wheel of Statistics is not an actual representation of how decisions are made in the world. However, it is a representation of the trends experienced in today's society. For example, in the game, when females are attempting to become an engineer, they can only spin a 1 in order to follow this career path, while men can spin any of 9 numbers. In conducting some research on the numbers of women to men in engineering, a document has been provided by Engineers Australia called Women in Engineering, which states that the current memberships for women engineers is at only 11%, or roughly 1 in 10. Therefore, we have applied the statistic to the game, with the female only having a 10% chance of becoming an engineer to conform with this statistic.
So, Bobby, why a game book? We use the game book approach because effective pedagogy tells us that when learners are challenged to reflect on material, they are better able to connect with evidence to address misconceptions, and this game seeks to do just that. This version is designed to address gender issues within science, but can be easily adapted to address other social issues within any KLA by modifying questions and stimulus material.
I really love the game. I teach a Year 10 science class, and most of the girls said that they won't do physics, but after playing the game there's at least 6 that have changed their minds and put it down as a preference. Some of the boys were a bit resistant to some of the ideas, but a few of them are starting to come around.
So, you've played the game. What did you think of it?
It was actually really good, and I learned a lot of things in there. And an example is that more women than men go to uni, but only 28% of those enrolled in STEM-related fields are actually women. I thought at first that it's because boys are better than girls at science, but I learned that's not necessarily true.
I learned that if you're a girl, then it's harder to do physics because they don't have because apparently they don't have as much confidence in areas like engineering. But I eventually became a doctor and I got a really high salary.
Something I found really interesting was that even though there are so many more female secondary school teachers, many of the principals are actually male.
So has this made you change the way you see things?
Yeah, actually it has. Like, it's really made me look in a different way at the misconceptions.
That's it for this week's episode. See you next time.